First tonight, behind the lines with Extinction Rebellion. Look East has spent the day with climate change protesters from this region who are dedicated to mass resistance and civil disobedience.
This is day 5 of the latest rebellion on the streets of London. About 80 people from this region are part of it, one of the biggest groups there, and so far 20 of them have been arrested. They say their action is a last resort to make sure climate change is taken seriously. Critics say they're an inconvenience to ordinary people. In a moment we'll speak to an activist from Suffolk, but first this from Alex Dunlop.
Activists are tipped off that an oil conference is taking place at the Central London Hotel, but police stop them before they can get in.
What we're thinking is we'll just all walk forward and sit down in front of the thing.
So plan B, a sit-down protest. Many here are from Norfolk, Suffolk and Essex.
So you're trying to stop delegates getting into the hotel?
If necessary, yes, because we think that they should be engaging in talking about alternatives to the use of fossil fuel.
Jamie from Norwich and his girlfriend are glued together and to the pavement.
How have the police said they're going to remove you?
They'll come with solvent, they'll unpeel our hands, unpeel the hands from the pavement.
No, it wasn't wet, it was lovely and dry.
Grace from Ipswich is one of 90 climate change protesters from the east who camped out at this South London park. She's already been arrested.
You had 2 policemen arresting you, but they could have been dealing with knife crime. You're taking them away from more important duties.
Do you know who I am? I'm one of the people that the police look after. I'm a little old lady, okay? So if I'm out on the street, behind me, imagine another 100 people that are supporting me.
In Trafalgar Square, the climate change protests are legal, but not if they block roads. Police make another arrest after this activist glued herself to the road. Traffic just cannot get through.
What do you say to people who are trying to get to a hospital or to a doctor who will be pretty miffed?
Yes, I'm very sorry about that. We all are very sorry and wish we did not have to decide to do this, but we feel that this is sort of only option. Signing petitions, unfortunately, is not making the impact.
Back at the hotel, more roads are blockaded.
Is civil disobedience the way forward?
I don't particularly think so.
But I like living in a society where you can be civil and disobedient.
You're making double pollution anyway, aren't you? Once you'll stop the traffic, so it's all piling up, isn't it?
Well, what started off as a small protest, around 24 people, as you can see behind me, has become much, much bigger, but the police too have also arrived in force.
Tonight, protesters are still camped outside the hotel. They're not expected to be freed by police for at least 3 hours. Alex Dunlop, BBC Look East, Central London.
Well, let's speak to Rob Posnett, who lives in Suffolk but is part of Extinction Rebellion and is in central London now. What about that point that Alex raised in that film? Actually, you're stopping the police from doing other things, you're stopping people from going to work, you're stopping ambulances. It can't be right, can it?
We prefer not to, but we've tried everything else in the past. If there was an alternative, we would take it. You tell me what the alternative is.
Well, I'm not protesting. You tell me what the alternative is, because the government is actually leading the way, it says, in this country with cutting greenhouse emissions.
It's very easy to lead the way when you control the statistics that you're issuing. The government's own statistics don't include aviation, don't include shipping, and don't include the embedded carbon in all the things that we import. So those statistics are meaningless. The government is lying to us when they say that we are a leader. It's a simple lie.
Well, you say that. What is your proof for that?
Well, why doesn't the government include aviation, shipping and the embedded carbon in the things that we import? There's a reason for that. Yeah, we don't manufacture things in our country anymore. We buy them from elsewhere, and the carbon goes on other countries' carbon budgets, not ours.
So why don't you go and protest in those other countries who are producing the carbon, who are destroying the atmosphere? I mean, if you wanted to get, you could go to, for example, you could go to China, which is one of the biggest creators of greenhouse gases, but you're in London.
Okay, China on a per person basis is pretty much the same as us, and they are producing much more. But more than that, yeah, they are also one of the leaders in renewable energies. Their trajectory is much faster than ours. We're going nowhere at the moment. That's why we're protesting in this country and not in China.
But the government, I come back to that promise that we will be carbon neutral within the next 30 years.
It's not soon enough. When carbon neutral in 30 years is not soon enough. We've got to be much sooner than that, and we're asking for 2025. We need to do it now. There is no more time. The Secretary General of the UN, yeah, said we had 12 years. Yeah. What is not reported is that we have 2 years to actually look at the policies and 10 years to implement it. Yeah, 2 years we have to.
We have to leave it there. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but we've run out of time. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.